Training needs you, and the only way.
You're listening to the Live, Live, Play podcast.
Hey guys, Stephen here for the Live, Live, Play podcast, and we are back after a hiatus. We're back, and on today's show, we are talking about your training needs. And this is a topic that kind of came up in my head the other day. It got me thinking about a few different things and the psychology of what's been happening and how people have had to adapt. So we're going to delve a little bit into training needs and just kind of let it go from there and see what happens. So firstly, COVID-19 hit, and it's literally flipped the fitness industry on its head, and a lot of companies have to pivot. And a lot of companies have pivoted online and doing different variations of things, and with government regulations in different countries and everything, everyone's kind of was a little bit all over the place. I've been talking with gym owners all over Ireland, gym owners in America and in Canada and in the UK. And again, just getting feedback and then looking what I see on social media and what other companies are posting and how they're handling it. It just kind of, some of it has been interesting, some of it has been funny to watch. The integrity of some companies or people in those companies, how they've changed their opinions. It's been interesting to watch. Now, for a little backstory with FSM, we were the last gym to close in Bray. The reason why we were the last gym to close in Bray was because not a social pressure. We were not listening to the social pressure because everyone's entitled to have their opinion on things, as always. But we listened to the government, and when the government advised us to close our doors, that's when we closed our doors. And we moved our classes online. Now, before we moved our class online, we did have an online program, and we were dealing with people. with online, but the way our online worked to how it works for classes is different. So what we were doing, we were dealing with like an athlete that would be kind of training 1 to 2 days per week at home, and then they'd see me every second week or once a month. And then they'd be training for their sport every other day. And that worked very well and works very well. And because I couldn't get those athletes to travel to FSM, it was just too far from where they live and those little things to do it too regularly. Or their timetable, we just didn't have it in their timetable, so we had to adapt. Now, I'll get to adaptation of programming and training and times and stuff later on. But what happened was, when the gym industry was shut down, everyone had to pivot, and most gyms moved online with online programming, Zoom, and all different variations of the Zoom. And it's interesting to see how people are running their classes. But here's the problem with that. Firstly, online training existed before COVID-19. And it is a successful area to make money in. But the problem is, it did exist before. People did buy into it, but most of your members and FSM's members liked coming to the gym. They liked coming to the gym. They always had the opportunity to do online training. They didn't because they didn't want to train at home. They didn't want to buy gym equipment, and they liked coming to the service that provided the community that was there. Now, here's my tidbit on this, on the psychology of it. You run a facility that you train people in. Now they're being forced to do something that they had access to but chose not to do. So now they're doing online. Secondly, they are training in an environment that is not motivating to train. The reason why they got out of their house into their car, drove to your gym, is because they know when they get there, they're going to be motivated to do the work for the hour. So 2 things happen. You can't go to your gym anymore, and to continue your fitness, you're being forced into online class, which you don't want to do, because if you did, you would have done that before COVID kicked in. Secondly, you were more motivated because you were booked into a class, you were held to a timetable, and you had to go get it done and get back, and it suited your routine. Your routine is now gone, and then you've been forced to train at home in an environment that you wouldn't associate with training. And despite what you may say, it is very hard to get motivated at home. I find it hard. I do it at home, but I do find it hard to motivate myself. The third item that I think is a big thing, and if people have made comments on it, I think if you've made negative comments towards time framing of programming, then you need to go back and reassess yourself as a trainer, personal trainer, coach, whatever you want to call yourself, because the psychology, firstly, the psychology of training at home is hard for a lot of people, because if it was just the perfect way to do things, then we'd already be doing it, and every gym would have an online program before COVID-19, a successful online program before COVID-19. Now people are training at home. Now, if you are a woman in your 30s or 40s, and you've got 3 kids, and they're at home, and they've got school, and you have to give yourself 1 hour where no interruptions happen. And I'm talking about kids, not even teenagers, like 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds or a newborn, and you don't have a childminder, they're not in school, you don't have that full hour to yourself. So you're going to get interrupted in class while you're trying to do your online class or your Zoom class or whatever you're doing. So firstly, it's not an outlet anymore. It is actually becoming another stress. So an hour is not going to work. So promoting that you're designing these amazing strength and conditioning programs or hour-long programs is not really going to work for the mass population. Well, definitely for anyone that has a family or kids and husband, wife, all that stuff. 30 minutes is possibly more doable, but even if you can't do 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Now, this gets me on to your timing. What is better than nothing? Anything. What is better than anything? More structure to the program. Okay, so if you can design, firstly, if you're a coach and you are having problems designing a good program for 30 minutes or 20-minute timeframes, then again, like I say, you need to reassess yourself as a coach. Ideally, we'd all love all of our clients to be in the gym for an hour and a half to do a fully functional, get everything done. But is it necessary? No. Is their lifestyle and their stresses and their work, everything that they have, is that hour and a half going to be productive, or is it going to be more stress to them? And if you're trying to put that environment into the house, you are sadly mistaken, because it can't be done unless that person has a home gym and they're able to get that hour and a half to themselves. So what I found quite interesting to see was a lot of people were slagging off the home gym stuff, saying that you can't do body weight stuff and you're doing too many burpees and too many squats and too many this, too many that, but then come out with their online program. It's the best program, but they're doing the same stuff. And not everyone has access to all the equipment either. So your gym promoted the best, the most classes, the best service, the best coaching, the best education, the best equipment. You had all the bells and whistles, and that was your selling point. And that's how you got your members in through the door, which they really didn't give a shit about, because most people come in because they're just trying to lose weight, and they don't care about your program, and they don't care about the ins and outs of it. They just want it to work. They're not as into it as you are. So, but you have that. And then you tell people, no, online's the best way and we're the best at it. Well, it's your first time doing online, so like mass online and class online, so you're not the best at it. But so you've gone back on what you were promoting to know what you're promoting, and now what you're promoting, even though you slagged it off, is now the best because you're only new to it. So I don't, for me personally, from what I've seen, there's only a couple of companies that are really nailing this. FSM has an online program. It's called Anywhere Fit. It's something that we had planned for a long time. The name wasn't planned. We came up with that with COVID-19. We call it Anywhere Fit because we didn't want to call it FSM Online, because it's fitness for anyone, anywhere, or anyone, everywhere. And it's for all levels. We're not trying to build athletes through our program. We're trying to get people moving, and that's the purpose of the program. And there's different options for very no equipment to limited equipment to more equipment and so on and so forth. Our program is not the best program in the world. We're not going to claim it. What we do know is that if we can get you moving 30 minutes a day, you're winning. You're getting better. And we're still giving you an outlet, and we're still giving you some mental stress, and we're still getting your body fit. We're still getting you stronger. And again, the more equipment you have, the more we can kind of play around with different movements. So it just adds more tools to the toolbox, but you don't necessarily need all them tools. But if you had to go and look, and if you were going to look at anyone, the first gym I would look at, the first company I would look at, Street Parking. Check out Street Parking for all their stuff, right? Huge, one of the most successful online programs. They don't do Zoom classes, and they crush it. And they've been crushing it before COVID-19 kicked in, and they're continuing to crush it now. So Street Parking is Miranda Allroyd and, oh God, I can't remember his name right now. But it's their company, and again, check it out, it's amazing. And the way they run it is perfect because it's about people moving, about people losing weight. If you were to pull someone in Ireland that's been doing it before COVID-19, and I know it's been successful, would be Dominic Monelli, The Way of Dom. And I know some of our guys did, I know one of our coaches did his program for, I think, 2 to 3 years, his online stuff. And Dominic's been doing online for a very long time. He doesn't overcomplicate. He has different levels for the people that are training there. And again, he's not going around bragging that he has the best. He just goes around knowing that what he does is giving people results and getting success. Again, if you have to tell people that you're the best at something, and you've only been doing it a wet day, then it's kind of going around and introducing yourself as the cool guy in the room, and it won't work. So that's where I kind of feel a lot of gyms have kind of, I think they've hurt themselves doing it. Also, it calls into question integrity because you claim one thing, shit hits the fan, you diss something. Now it's the only thing you can really make money out of. So now it's the best thing in the world, and now you're the best at it. Integrity is kind of getting lost there. There's a fair bit lost in translation. You should be all open and honest. I think your members and new members will respect that. I just think that's the way it should be. So getting back to what you need as a person or as a coach, if you're working with people, you're working for the situation at hand and trying to give them the best 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever they have in their time frame, not yours, in their time frame of their day. So you're trying to give them 10 minutes where they're going to feel amazing afterwards and want to go about their day. You're going to give them 20 or 30, doesn't matter the time frame. But you should be able to build a program. And I know that with some of the athletes I've worked with, we've built, because of their training for their sport, how much they have to train, they do like between 10 to 20 minutes twice to 3 times a week of work. And then we have variations of breaking that down in half if they don't have the time, because we're still seeing results. We're still getting them results. And we're not crushing them by demanding an hour and a half a day, because it's actually going to be counterproductive to them and their sport. So it's not always about the perfect system, the perfect program that has been written out and it has every factor in place. Sometimes it's about getting people moving, and especially for the general population, it's about getting them moving and making them feel good after their sessions. You give someone an hour and a half session or an hour session and they keep getting interrupted and they can only get 30 minutes done. Psychologically, they've lost. So how long do you think they're going to sustain that before they quit? So you have to address that a lot. I think you have to address that. If people come to us for our 30-minute classes and they say, hey, is there anything more to do? We give them more because they have more time. But we start off with the 30 minutes. Like, for example, we've been outside now for 2 weeks. WOD and Go. WOD and Go was our outdoor program. And I am absolutely, I know pretty confident we were one of the first gym doing this. We got a lot of people were kind of, ooh, should they be doing that? Of course we should be, because we can, and we're providing a service. Let's set that straight. And now I've seen so many other gyms take on that idea and run with it, and they're doing WODs and Goes or something like WODs and Goes, and they're getting people out and training, keeping social distancing, and it's absolutely amazing to see. Most gyms, we all want to get everyone back inside. That's what we want to do. But while this is going on, you have to understand we all have to make changes. Now, we never claim that we have the best system. We just claim that what we do works. If you turn up and if you're consistent, it works. If you need help, we coach you. If you need more information, we help you. We educate you. And that's the way it works. Now, when it comes to equipment, again, I feel that like you can do an awful lot with 2 dumbbells and a kettlebell. And like I said previously, if you're a coach who doesn't believe that, then you need to reassess yourself as a coach or a trainer or personal trainer, whatever you are, because you should be able to train people with literally nothing. You should be able to think outside the box. Like, stop using the fact that there's no point in having a gym fully equipped if you can't train your clients, right? So you have to think. And then you got to understand that a lot of your clients don't have the room to buy the equipment. And even if they have the money to buy the equipment, they, as I said, they don't have the room to put it in their house and to start training. And then it still goes back to the psychology of training at home. And let's be honest, most gym equipment at home gathers dust. There's a little bit of motivation at the start because it's new and exciting. And then, because unless you have the support network and the community behind it, and it's very hard to build a community of people online that consistently work. And again, I strongly suggest you check out Street Parking for their community because it's amazing. A few other things that we've seen with, like, training needs the best program the only way. There's not one way to skin a cat. There's multiple ways to train people to get amazing results. And I'm the firm believer of, if you're walking, fair play to you. If you're running, fair play to you. If you're doing kettlebell classes, fair play to you. If you're doing yoga, fair play to you. If you're doing strength and conditioning, if you're doing CrossFit, powerlifting, Olympic, I admire every single person. Fair play to you. There is a woman that runs by the gym every day, and she runs very early in the morning for reasons, I'm assuming, because she's a very big woman. And I assume, I don't know, but don't quote me, but I'm assuming she's running because she doesn't want to run during the day because she might get looked at a little bit. And I only see, she was walking her dog yesterday, and I actually went over and said hello to her and introduced myself. I admire her. Now, is running probably the best program for her? No. But she's doing something, and it's better than nothing. Should people lift weights? In my opinion, yes. People should always be lifting weights. I think everyone should be stressing themselves to become stronger. I think it's a necessary part of life, is to constantly be looking for your body to be strong. But if you tell me that getting on your bike and cycling for 30 minutes every day is what literally makes you hang on right now during COVID-19, then man, that is your thing. Go do it. More power to you, and may it continue. It's not everything's for everyone. You know, you can't say that. And when you do, you come across as an egotistical narcissist, and it won't help you further down the road. There's people that go, right, you want to train this way, come here, you train, you do what I say, and they're very strict, and that's cool. And there's people that want that. But you have to, as a coach, you have to understand that if someone's doing something, that is the goal. People don't need the world to get fit. They need the right support and the right guidance. The movements that they do are not as important as getting them to understand the importance of just moving. And I think that is a big thing that a lot of coaches need to understand. Also, the other thing that I kind of seen is because everyone's been stressing, and I'll admit, I was in my office, I say there was a few days where I was just looking at a list going, oh my God, what am I going to do here? And not knowing what to do. And guess what? It's okay to not know what to do. Figured it out though. But yeah, there was moments. And it won't be the only time I have those moments. Because you're unsure of what you're doing and you're unsure of what's going on, does not give you the right to pull down someone else so you can climb higher and get more awareness. So take it in the situation of drowning. If you're in the pool and you're stressing out and you find yourself in difficulty and a lifeguard comes over to you or anyone comes over to you, you're natural, even if you're in the pool and your wife or your child comes over to you, your natural instinct when you're under that much stress is you're going to pull them down because survival kicks in. So in order for you to survive, you will kill someone else, potentially kill someone else. But also because you've killed them or hindered them, you'll more than likely hinder yourself and kill yourself as well. Now that's just the analogy. I'm talking about social media. If you have to condemn something, a fitness program, a method, just another way another person operates, in not even in fitness, in any business, coffee shops, restaurants, McDonald's, whatever you want it to be, if you have to get likes and shares because you had a go at them just to put yourself on another pedestal, well, a fake pedestal, then that's a problem too, because it won't last and people will see through you. You open your doors, any business that opened their doors during COVID-19, I applaud. Anyone that could and did it safely, I applaud. I don't care what business you had. Local card shop, they did it. They did it under the guidelines of the government. They opened up. It's a card shop, not essential service. It's a card shop, open up, fair play to you. He looked at it, he figured it out, and he ran with it. Okay? You cannot wait to be led by the hand all the time. Once you're abiding by rules, and a lot of those rules are grey. It's not black and white. Despite, like, we had a lot of people kind of come on to us, oh, well, the phases and this and that. If you read it properly, if you read everything properly, and not what you want to read what you can read everything correctly, then yeah, you can pivot your company to start making money again, and then you may survive, which means you can help more people, which means you can stay open, you'll have a brighter future in your industry that you're in, and you can service more people, which is the goal of opening your business in the first place, is to help people. So yes, more power to you. One last thing. Oh yeah, this is the kind of little thing I wrote, and it's on a post-it I have at my laptop. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone is going to agree with what you do. The people that disagree with you, and a lot of people that would disagree with things, or even the people that have disagreed with how we did our outdoor program, here's a little message back. You're not important enough in my life to have me concerned about your opinion. especially if you're not willing to say it to me. I have, like many other people, an awful lot of things going on. Juggling a business, staff, looking after members, fiance, child, bills to pay for the business, at home, wages to pay for the staff, how we're going to get through COVID, all that stuff. And if you're struggling and you're listening to a lot and you've gotten a lot of flack, or people are telling you to do this and do that, the question you need to ask yourself, in 2 years from today, will you still believe what you did was right? And if so, go and do what you're doing. Anyone else out there that disagrees with you is not important enough to give them your thoughts. The best way to get rid of that is write it on a piece of paper and then rip it up and throw it in the bin. Write down their thought on a piece of paper, read it, and then throw it in the bin. You cannot control, if you can't control what they're saying, then unfollow them, don't like them, and then just be gone with them. Because the best thing you can do for anyone that gives you shit is to ignore them. Because they're only giving you shit because they're expressing their own fears through their actions, and they're scared that what you could be doing is the right thing. A lot of people are sitting on the fence waiting to see what way the wind blows. Don't be that person. That is today's podcast, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Went on a little bit longer than I thought, but again, we hoping to get back and doing some more podcasts. All the stuff we had lined up, obviously we had to put on hold. So don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. If you want to do some home workouts, we have a shit ton of them on our YouTube channel. Check it out at FSM Bray. They're there. There's over 60 odd workouts there. Loads of demo videos. We're constantly adding to it every week. Check it out. Do a workout. Tag FSM or tag the Live Lift Play. Guys, have a great day. It's a bank holiday weekend. Go and enjoy it. And I will see you all on the next episode.
You're listening to the Live, Lift, Play podcast.